Hey kids, Mr. Glenn here, hope you're well. We're going to take a look at Affinity Photo, and we are going to be understanding what we call the core foundations, which are around about 7 pieces or 7 areas of just sort of the basics of using Affinity Photo, whether you're on Mac, Windows or an iPad. It's all very similar. And the tools are very similar and the actions are very similar, especially if you've got an iPad with a keyboard and a stylus. So I'm going to take you through the 7 areas here. I'm just going to go and click on my screen, make sure it's working. Basic interface, we're going to take a look at what the toolbars do, because when we see it for the first time, it can be sort of a little bit daunting. It can be a little bit scary, because as with anything professional like this, they give you everything at once. So it's not like something like Procreate where you've only got like a few menus and then you go deeper into the menus. But these applications give you all the menus all at once, because professional users need to access them really quickly. So we don't need to use everything. We're only going to go through only a very few things here, and we're just going to have a look at what the panels are and what things actually look like. Importantly, something we're going to be using a lot of is going to be opening, saving and exporting files. Because we can export this for our project, we need to have a way of exporting this clearly and cleanly, and also allowing us to understand the difference between when we export it for something that's online compared to what we want, which is something in print. So we want the printer to have as much color depth as possible to make it as bright and as professional looking as possible. We're going to look at layers. We can't use anything here without understanding layers, the order, and sort of understanding that layers are everything in image editing. Layers allow us to be non-destructive. That means that we can go and edit and overlay things and put things on top of each other and underneath things without destroying the picture underneath. In case we make any mistakes, we've always got it there to come back to. Selection tools, this catches people out all the time. There are many different ways of selecting things in Affinity Photo or Photoshop or Procreate or anything like this, but more importantly is how to understand to undo things. That's what we want. We want to be able to select things, move things around, copy things, repeat things, and to sort of make the best of what we've got with our image. There are lots of times when our image has lots of things that we don't want, so we have to go and crop and resize and move things around so that it looks as polished as possible. And here you can see that they're using something called the rule of thirds here, where you've got sort of 3 sections, and we'll have done that in sort of year 2 and year 4. So basic photo adjustments. So when we have a photo that we've taken ourselves, you might see that today that my picture here is very bright, and that's because I've got a brightness issue with my camera. So if I just bring that down a bit, you might see that if I just turn my dial down, you might see that it'll start to get a little bit darker on my image. So this is just basic photo understanding of contrast levels and curves, and the curves allow us to give us much more control of our images. So that's what it's going to look like. They're the first 7 stages. Okay, I want to go into Affinity Photo right now, like this, and this is pretty much what it looks like when we open it up. Sometimes it might ask you if you want to go and update, and you can, and so you've got your menus across the top, and this is the very beginning. So I'm going to go and open up an image. I'm going to go and just open up this picture that I got, and I'm going to show you in a second how to choose a picture that we can go and edit and of our choice. We're going to get a square image like this because our artwork is going to be square. Our final pieces are going to be sort of square panels for what's called a barn door LP cover. So I'm going to stop here. That's a little introduction. We're going to go into the menus and context menus and things like this. I'm going to go through those stages right now.